Spartans, welcome back. It's your boy Leonidas, aka Bladesong81. In today's video, we have Magnus Carlsen making a cameo in Guess the Brilliant Move number 3. In this video, we have Magnus Carlsen who played 3 brilliant moves in one game. I go weeks at a time between brilliant moves, and this man did it in one game. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Hold the line until then. Peace. So we have Magnus Carlsen with the white pieces, Alexei Shirov with the black. The way that this is going to work is because Magnus Carlsen played 2 back-to-back brilliant moves. When I put the options on the screen, they're going to have 2 back-to-back moves that you're going to need to choose from. So this game is going to take a little bit more looking at the screen, figuring out the tactics behind the moves that you would play if you were inside Magnus Carlsen's head to play the brilliant moves. White to play, find the double brilliant moves. While you're looking at the screen, while you're pausing this video, while you're putting this and booting this up in your own analysis, I'm going to eat some of my favorite fruit, which is the blackberry. I don't eat blackberries often because I don't want to get sick of them, but when I do eat them and my wife buys them from Instacart, they are delicious. Fresh blackberries from the store. So if you took f takes g6 followed by knight to f5, congratulations, you are correct. So why was pawn takes g6 such a brilliant move? Well, first, there's a few options here. The first main reason is king safety. The black had a nice coveted position here with the little tripod right there, but white comes in and hammers through. The second reason is that this now opens up the f file completely, because after black takes, white could potentially move this knight out of the way at some point and have a devastating attack on the queen and take control of this f file here. That also exposes if black decides to take with this pawn right here. This file could be potentially weak for something such like a rook lift in the future if we can get these knights maneuvered around here. And finally, again, it disrupts the pawn structure. There was a nice little pawn structure that black had with the 3-piece right here, boom, 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 and that is circumvented and destroyed now with this knight, or with this pawn rather, to g6. Alright, the follow-up move, knight to f5, sacrificing a full knight, is another brilliant move, because if black takes, white now brings the rook over, and they have 2 rooks staring down the king here, potentially trapping this king for future endeavors. It's a deadly position for black to be in, and they have to play precise chess to keep from falling by the wayside here. It's a weakened pawn structure as well. You see these 2 isolated pawns here, as ugly pawn structure is here. These pawns aren't connected. You have 1, 2, 3 isolated pawns as opposed to just one of white's isolated pawns. Not a very good sign heading into the end game. You have the queen that could come into the fold at any time. You have these bishops barreling down. White has a phenomenal attacking opportunity on black's position here with the sacrifice of that knight, and that's why it's brilliant. Alright, the reason that knight to e6 is not a brilliant move is because after pawn takes, pawn captures back, white really doesn't have any good options. White can't attack the queen to push it out. White would have to potentially do something like moving a rook over, or potentially getting these queens, pinning this knight over here. But it is now black's advantage. White had an advantage before knight to e5, or knight to e6, and now that advantage is completely gone and black is winning. Alright, and finally, the reason that knight to d5 is not a brilliant move is because you lose this rook. Queen would have to take. You're kind of even forgetting that second option because you kind of have to trade pieces at this point. Bishop is going to take here with some serious threats down this long diagonal. And the rook is supposed to come through, try to attack the bishop, but now you are down a clean piece, and it's not looking good for you. Even with this knight here on an outpost, this knight's going to fall very quickly. h8's going to be coming with the bishop. It's just not a good position to be in if you're white. Alright, for the final brilliant move, it is white to play again. Find the brilliant move. I'm tired, y'all. It's late. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit while you guys are looking for the brilliant move here. It's about 12:11 a.m. I got to go to bed here soon, but I'm trying to pump this video out for you guys. Internet works the fastest at night when no one's on it, so I'm trying to upload this tonight. So give it some love, y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate you guys. If you've made it this far, drop me your favorite city that you would want to visit or you've visited already if you've made it this far. All right, if you guys chose bishop takes g6, congratulations. You got this one right. The reason that bishop takes g6 is a brilliant move is because after the bishop gets put to g6, black, if they're not careful, if they don't play precisely, will lose this game. Say for example, black wants to just kind of stall some time and move back this queen right here. All of a sudden, here comes this white queen in check. King has to move to g7. After king moves to g7, you give an f7 discover check, and now the king has to move and has to run, and you are just losing this position because there's a plethora of things that black or white can do to keep the advantage. They can go ahead, they can take this knight if they wanted to. They could take the queen if they wanted to. They could take the queen, they could take this if they wanted to. They could do a whole bunch of different things to stay in the lead. And the other reason that this is brilliant is because it is literally the only move that keeps white even across the board on the eval bar. White is down 3 pieces of material at this point. Alexei Shirov has 4 pawns, 2 knights, and a rook. Magnus Carlsen has 4 pawns, a rook, and only a bishop. So Magnus is down a full knight, but yet is holding an even position because of all of these pieces barreling down onto the black's position here. And it is vital that Magnus keeps the pressure on, keeps the counterattack going, because otherwise black will come back and be able to take advantage of them being up a full piece. Alright, the reason that rook takes g6 is not a brilliant move is because black has plenty of counterattack opportunities, such as black takes this bishop, threatens the queen, queen comes in, gives a check, the king has to slide over. With the king sliding over, rook takes with check, king takes back, and now black is up a piece of material, but the game is even. I wouldn't trust myself to win this game with just a queen and a bishop against a bishop, 2 knights, and a rook. But these are professional players. These guys were grandmasters at the time. They know what they're doing. So that is why rook takes g6 is not a brilliant move. Alright, the reason that e5 is not a brilliant move is because after queen takes, black looks like they could get some counterplay in here. But after black moves their rook down to establish a presence on this row right here, white can't go anywhere to attack the black king. They can't go here because king's blocking. They could try to go to the c1 spot, but here comes the knight blocking this long diagonal here, and black is just gonna get the counterattack. 2 moves ago, white had the absolute devastating counterattack going with these pieces all barreling down here. But after this bishop sacrifice, white's attack is completely shut off. Alright, and that concludes this installment of Guess the Brilliant Move featuring Magnus Carlsen. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Hold the line until next time. Peace.